human life, when you study human societies, human relationships, it can't just be some theory studied in the classroom. Those theoretical frameworks and conceptual framework are important, but it's also how do we apply them in the world.
So most of the classroom lecture format that I follow is in the form of discussion. So when we have healthy discussions, I feel we've had a good class. So our easy accessibility, our approachability, our ability to keep the concepts easy and informal helps students to be disarmed. So when they come to us, initially that apprehension is universal. But when they come to us and they talk to us in person in informal settings, they take this energy back to the class, and then you see a more fruitful discussion taking place.
One of the reasons why I joined MCH is that I have the autonomy as a teacher to design my own syllabus. Every time introduce new readings, make it as creative as possible, bring in audio-visual material. Right? So the syllabus is such that I have complete autonomy, and I always give them the latest scholarship, cutting edge scholarship, and most of it I know the people whom I'm teaching. So sometimes I call them into my classroom, right? So the students are reading somebody whom they can meet.
And the fact, that we can teach what we are, doing research upon. We can align our research with our teaching, and we can engage with our students so much on a one-to-one basis. Like most of us almost know what our students are working on. This one-to-one mentoring, this really sets MCH apart.
So the pedagogy is essentially this, that it is very discussion based. So there's no, in that sense, a right answer. There are many right answers, and whatever answer you make, as long as you can articulate it, you make a case for it, I'll be very happy if you disagree with me. Then this is something unique the humanities has, because to some extent in the sciences there is a right answer. Here it is more free-floating and more creative, but it doesn't mean there is no rigor. You still have to learn how to communicate it. You have to persuade the other side.
Be they be a English student or a sociology student or a history student or a philosophy student, they have to do courses from the other disciplines. It already basically widens not just their perspective but also their employability, because their skills are so much more. They are people who already know, they are philosophers who already know sociology, theories in sociology. They are literature students who already know how they can contribute to literature through theories from philosophy.
Manipal as a university has so many opportunities for you to explore. You will not just develop your intellectual, but you will develop your artistic, your sporting, your every other side of you that you want to develop. You have all the opportunities. It is truly a holistic education that you will get in Manipal.
Just as we feel like the humanities are necessary to round out a fuller education, the humanities grow from very strongly theatre, performing arts, music. So we have facilities for these. We have a very beautiful auditorium. We have lots of outdoor spaces. Theatre should happen in different kinds of spaces. We have the visual arts. So we've also produced, a lot of our alumni have been, joined the film industry and making shows for Netflix. And so I think we have really encouraged the full flowering of our alumni and our students in very diverse, creative as well as professional industries.
My message for all students, especially the ones who will come this year or soon, is that they should remember that while the CV is important, while finite goals are important, for a moment the aim should be for the infinite. Now, what do I mean by the infinite? They should come with the willingness to be curious about the world, to grasp as much as they can.
So the students here at MCH, one thing about them are that they are quite engaging and forthcoming. This has to do with our selection process, because our selection process is not based on an entrance exam. Rather, we ask people to write an SOP. So we have some idea of who are their favorite writers, who are their influencers, for example, in the sense that these students already come with a self-awareness, self-consciousness. They are highly motivated to get into the arts.
So we've got a very rich alumni network across MAHE, but the Center for Humanities also has an alumni network which is either placed in Ivy League universities doing PhDs, they are placed in think tanks, they're working with the government, they're working in NGOs, they're working in the creative fields. We offer programs which allow students to think of a career in law and journalism and music.
I'll tell you the advantages is
couple of advantages. One is you get to study with faculty who have doctoral programs from some of the best universities in India and abroad. The faculty also are engaged in research which puts them among the best of their peers in their field, and I think that's a great privilege for an undergraduate student to be able to study with faculty like that. Also, you work closely in an atmosphere where you have MA postgraduate courses, also PhD students, and a very, very active student community. I think our student community is the heart of the center.
But I think it's wonderful for our students to get to meet. So even though we celebrate the humanities, when they stay in hostels, their neighbor might be somebody from commerce or from engineering or medicine. So we actually encourage those kinds of encounters, and many of them are part of clubs from other institutes. There are amazing sports facilities, there are beaches, and there are hiking clubs. And so I think the fact that Manipal is probably, to my mind, really the only authentic student college in India. Like, this is something common in say the US. So here, the fact that all of the infrastructure is geared towards, is so student friendly, and it's so safe for women, and it's all of that. So all the benefits of this large community are something that MCH students can enjoy.